All right, we're back at the Man Cave. I'm your host, Black Irish. Thank you very much for joining the show. I'm just feeling awesome today. Nothing makes me happier than a whole bunch of tears on a post wall. That slut, whatever. We got a video to you today. HL Talk That Thought. Great video. I'm going to send the link in the description box. You guys can all see. Let's play this because tears make me feel so good.
Tomorrow's Christmas, and
Oh,
I'm just crying because
crying?
of how hard it's been.
yeah.
And I feel like
What?
I'm trying to prove to myself
What are you
that
proving, honey? Yourself? Are you
I can
talking to
be
yourself?
strong.
You can be
See?
strong. I believe you. It's like magic.
It's really like painful
Mm.
dealing with the loss of everything
Mm-hmm.
and simultaneously dealing with these like family
Yeah.
reconnections that like
Connection. Here.
I
Connection.
haven't spent Christmas with my family in 10 years maybe. I don't know.
Why? Was your father abusive?
I don't know. And it's like
To me.
all this stress and anxiety.
Are you on medication?
I'm dealing with that.
You want a beer? You want me to hug you like a simp?
My husband.
Your husband? Oh my God. Is it okay if I hug you as a simp?
How different everything is.
Oh my God. What is it? Talk to me.
Like
2 minutes
I've
in.
been like advocating for myself for the last
Advocating, that's
2
great.
years. Like,
I agree with you.
myself. Dealing with so many questions.
What's the question? If you love your crush, does your crush love you?
Story
Uh-huh.
of what happened. So many people asking me if he cheated on me and having to tell them that
I'm
he
here.
did. Like, it's Christmas. I don't want to talk about
Okay, you know, this is exactly what I'm talking about. These modern women are just pathetic. I'm just going to be really honest. You're pathetic. You spent almost 3 minutes crying about something stupid, and you chose to get divorced, right? Now it's Christmas. You have no one at home with you. He's probably moved on and has someone else. For some reason, you haven't talked to your parents. Don't understand what the hell's going on with that, but that's weird. You're going online crying on TikTok. When I say mental illness, I do mean mental illness. What are you crying about, girl? There's no crying in baseball. There's no crying. Well, there's crying on TikTok because every woman co-signs it or aggressively putting makeup on to make themselves actually look attractive for once.
I get that people are curious, but I just feel like
Fuji face.
I'm just trying to survive through the holidays.
I'm a survivor. You gonna make
It's so
it.
hard
I'm a
talking about all
survivor.
the things
I'm a.
he did. How much pain I went through. Like, I didn't
Yeah,
know
honey. I'm
how
gonna get
this
some.
was, so
I'm gonna get the milk after I finish the video. I'm gonna get the milk from the store, and the bread, dog food. All right. Oh yeah, I'll see if it's on sale. And diapers. Got it.
trying to do the right thing.
Holy crap! She's still here.
Trying to be strong.
I'm sorry. This is.
Now, before you even think of feeling sorry for this crying woman, I will show you how she was bragging about divorcing her husband and how she just wanted to celebrate her divorce, so that you guys can
this
see
should
how
be good.
these modern women invite trauma into their own lives by choice.
I'm supposed to be divorced today and I'm not. And that sucks. I filed 6 months and 1 day ago.
Ooh.
And I thought it was supposed to be 6 months, and which would have been yesterday. And then I read somewhere a couple weeks ago it's 6 months and 1 day, which would make today. And it still says open. And I am upset about it, and that sucks. I got myself an entire cake. I have bottles of champagne waiting for me. I'm about to order my favorite pizza. Like, I just want to celebrate this being complete.
Now, mind you, does this sound like a humble person? I got a cake. I got champagne to celebrate something that I clearly didn't take very seriously, like vows and till death do us part and all that other bullshit. This woman is coming out here and talking about how she's celebrating because this is TikTok. Remember, this is TikTok. So every woman has to come out like she's strong and independent and she doesn't care. Oh, look at me. I'm getting divorced. Let me party. The world is my oyster. Hey, you know, because that's what they all do. They all act as if this doesn't bother them, but it bothers them a lot more because they realize that you're getting older, honey, and a lot of people are not looking or checking for you. Sorry.
And it's not. And I hate so much being in the middle of it. I want it to be done.
Stuck in the middle with you.
Like, I feel like this chapter was so far in the past. Like, we separated Valentine's Day of 2022. Okay. We're almost in the 10th month of 2023.
OMG.
And it just feels like because it's out of my hands, the timeline on this, it just feels like I'm, stuck in this middle stage of like going through the divorce. I'd rather it be like I went through a divorce, not I'm going through a divorce. Like, this was done so long ago for me, emotionally, mentally, And then I want this to be done on paper and in the government's eyes. And I'm so tired of telling the story. I'm so tired of, explaining to people. I just want it to be done.
Why the hell are you explaining this? If you want to know mental illness, go to TikTok. Why are you talking to strangers about your personal life? This is as weird as that woman fake crying with crocodile tears, as my grandma would say, making cake or making cupcakes for as a single mother, but you're not a single mother because you're not living with a single mother. But of course, to other women, because she's a woman, she is a single mother. She's just not with the kids' single mother. But if it's a father who's a single father but doesn't live with the kids, he's not a single father. He's a deadbeat. Mind you, this is how women think. And when I say think, I say not really. So you're out here on TikTok talking all day long about this and you're complaining. What are you complaining about? Well, that's honest because you got divorced. You're getting divorced. You chose divorce. You wanted divorce. You enacted divorce, got married, and now you want to get divorced and you're making it seem like you're tough. But then your video makes you seem even more pathetic because the honest truth is, let's keep it real. You're talking about I got bought champagne and cake. I was ready to do it because there's a whole bunch of women in the contest session. Oh, girl, I did the same thing. I was so happy after I got divorced. Me too. Broke modern women syndrome. They all stick together.
I want my cake. I want my champagne. I want my favorite pizza. I want to celebrate. And the government's just...
Blame the government.
There's no reason for it to take long.
Yes, it's the government's problem.
You can get, fortunately and unfortunately.
Damn government.
But I just want this behind me so badly.
I'm pretty sure he wants it behind you too. What's behind you isn't as enticing anymore.
Not on my time. At all.
You want to explain why?
You can clearly see how these modern women take the commitment of marriage so lightly. They are really convinced that they can just leave a whole marriage and get another man to commit to them for marriage whenever they want. That is one of the biggest lies ever sold to modern women.
And I think that's the honest, that's it. He's 100% correct. Women are told the grass is always greener. You'll always find greener pastures. You'll find a better man. You know that lie that was told in school to ugly kids? That beauty's in the eye of the beholder. That's what ugly people tell you when they don't want to admit that they can't find someone because they're ugly. You'll find somebody, but will you accept that person? Or will you accept that person at your level? But the unfortunate truth is, can you accept them because you want something better because you can't see yourself as average? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, you'll find someone eventually. That's a lie. No, it's not. It's not a lie. You'll find someone. It just won't be the one you were thinking about. Bottom 10%.
Before we watch some more tears of regret after this woman get pumped and dumped, we will first watch a clip of her admitting that she missed her ex-husband. And this clip will actually debunk what these women actually call abuse.
Right now I'm having one of those annoying moments that I miss him.
Wow. Really?
And as much as I try and like let myself feel
Yes.
those feelings,
Oh, yeah.
I do get frustrated
Get frustrated. Why?
with myself because
Why do you get frustrated with yourself? What did you do? Why'd you leave him?
like, I don't want to miss someone that treated me so badly.
But he said treated you so badly, so why'd you want to be with him?
I don't want to miss something that was all in my head.
Yeah, if you're crazy. Oh, thanks, Matt. How you doing? Thank you for joining the man cave.
I think about the hugs,
Yeah, but he was abusive. But he was so bad to you.
late night walks.
Night walks.
And,
Hey, thanks, Joseph. Thanks for joining the man cave.
companionship
But he was bad to you.
and comfort.
But he was bad to you. But what did he do?
It's incredible because I was so unhappy with my life and so unhappy with myself.
Why? Why were you
But yet
unhappy?
Holding on so deeply to this person,
Yeah, why were you unhappy with yourself?
all because of my own traumas and attachments. And
Okay.
it's so sad that
You drove him away.
I chose to be married to someone who ultimately caused me so much pain.
So you drove him away. Things were going good, but you drove him away with your post traumas. And the honest truth is, there are women who can have traumas, become older, and learn from their experience and become better partners because they've experienced it and they've learned how to channel the problems that they had in their previous relationships. I don't think that's what this is. I think you had problems and it caused the problems, but you're afraid to admit it. I'm sure you probably came down many videos later and brought this up into a conversation to yourself, to your girlfriends, because women love talking. You don't have to insult a woman. You don't have to say anything. Let a woman talk and she'll tell you everything you need to hear. You don't need to be Joker and how to hold a knife to someone's neck and torture them to get everything you say. Just let a woman talk. She'll tell you everything. You have problems. You have lots of mental problems, and you went into a relationship. And you probably sabotaged it with your mental problems into that relationship, and then you're saying that he was problem. He probably left because he couldn't tolerate it, and he probably resented it because of it, and you didn't probably tell him.
And yet I still miss and have love for that person. We had to communicate earlier this week and go through divorce logistics. And the whole time that we have these simple interactions, I'm just thinking, like, you haven't changed your mind, you haven't grown, you haven't thought about this, you haven't admitted things to yourself or wanted to admit things to me. Like, none of that has happened. Like, I'm not worth answers or respectful conversation. It's hard to balance all the different like feelings that I have towards him. I let myself feel.
A feel word.
And I let myself move forward. But some moments really hurt. For sure.
Sure.
For sure. They hurt.
Sure.
Modern women are sold this idea that the man should put them on the pedestal. And every time a man tells a modern woman no, they call it abuse. Because when you hear her talking about how bad her ex-husband was, she actually can't say what he did exactly. She only says that he abused me. but you can see that she remembers clearly the good things her husband was doing for her. The real reason this woman left her marriage is because she thought that she could replace her husband very easily. She overestimated her sexual market value, as most women do. Modern women only realize the mistake they made by leaving their marriages when their plans of pursuing Chad and Tyrone start to spit in their faces. And this next clip will show you just one more example of how this woman got pumped and dumped and then ghosted.
That's 100% true, and you should look into that. Women are, she basically told everything you needed to hear. He was this, he was that, he was nice and everything else. But she said abusive, but didn't get into specifics about what he did. It was her. She caused her own problems. She got into a relationship and a marriage and didn't understand to go to therapy to fix her problems. So she made up a lie about him being abusive and this and that. And it's what a lot of women do. They look at abuse and say it's a wide spectrum of whatever makes them feel bad. That's why I say, like, it sucks for men when they get into the relationship with women. Women can't be honest with you until they have emotional damage. They can't even tell you that their children are problem children. You got to wait later and find out later, oh, these kids are pains in the asses.
Got so freaking ghosted, and I'm pissed. How are you not going to respond?
Mind you, I like this guy. He'll do lots of videos with one chick and just like show you the whole timeline. And he's amazing when he does. I love it. So you can see how she transitions from one video to another, and it doesn't equate to the last video.
After everything. Is that the preface to me saying that I got weak?
Thank you, Nico Moore. Thank you for joining the Man Cave. Loved you in GTA 4.
Since apparently we weren't having any sort of conversation because I was being ghosted. And yeah, I sent that a few days ago. I thought about what I wanted to say, I kept it direct, I kept it simple, I kept it, nothing. Just I wanted to acknowledge that I could have done better in a couple of these things, type of text, No response. In watching every single one of my damn Instagram stories. So obviously I know I don't want someone like that, but it's just...
You don't have a choice, honey.
bothering me,
I know it does.
When you're sitting with it, damn. I know I don't deserve that, but
Yeah, you do.
what the hell?
No, you deserve.
Communicates something. We're growing.
Honey, did you communicate your mental illness when you were in a marriage, dating with him, married with him? Did you do any of that? See, what I love about women is that they always will sit here and say, communicate, but they never communicate. They do all these things because society tells them that they talk. Society tells them that they are selfless when it comes to children. We tell them lies that are not true. If they were selfless, abortions would not be as high as they would be. The the family courts wouldn't be as destructive as they were. And marriages would probably last a lot longer if that was the case. And they wouldn't keep leading behind abusive with no context.
Grown as adults.
And mind you, they always want you to be adults, but how many women have ghosted you? And I'm pretty sure, let's be honest, plenty of men have been ghosted. And a woman will call down a week or 2 weeks later just to see how you're doing if you're mad at them. Yeah, communication, right? So why were you shocked that when you ghost a man, men ghost that you want ghost you? Think about it.
What can you do?
Nothing. You're damaged goods. Nothing's going to happen. You're just going to have to accept the fact that you're damaged goods. This is women. This is modern women in a nutshell. So I'll leave the link in the description box. But yeah, I'm going to sign off with this. Women have this illusion where they think that the rules don't apply to me, and they say thee, and that's totally fine. But they always end up finding out that the rules do apply to you. Because just because you don't want it to believe that way, or you don't want to say that, hey, I'm the exception to the rule, you're not. I'm glad that eventually, after several videos later, she admits that she had problems and that was what caused the problems. But she hid behind abuse or mistreatment. But yet couldn't really explain exactly what he did. That's how you know someone's lying. If someone did something to you, you're going to be able to label it specifically. When someone hasn't done anything to you, you're going to make up stories because you need to make yourself feel better. And if you have tetas and a nice shaped body, you can say whatever you want. Simps and women will believe whatever you want to. But see, this is why I say it's not always about being in a marriage. You should be in a marriage because you really want to be a wife to that man. Just like a man should get married to you because he wants to be a husband to that woman. What we have nowadays is people, the courts have made it so that women can make a decision saying, I don't feel happy. Give me a divorce and give me money. And you're shocked that men are looking at this and saying, why the hell am I getting married? For what? You're not getting it. And because men are not challenging you enough, you're going to keep doing this until you get to that point where you realize we're going to be single for a very long time, childless for a very long time, and the ones with children are going to have a harder time because more and more men are going to stop wanting to reproduce or even take you when you've already been used up. But it's going to take more years because women are more hard-headed and they're going to sit there sitting thinking, oh, well, I can just shame them enough. Okay, we'll keep shaming them up. Well, I'm sure they'll come around eventually. You keep dreaming. Men, you really should. Every man should make their own decision, but men should turn their backs to modern women. They have to learn to appreciate men, not the men they want, but they appreciate the men that are not picking them when they've already been used up by the guys they actually wanted. Do not take them at all, but let them be an example for women who are not in their position just yet to learn this is what your fate will look like if you follow in these post-wall footsteps.